Hello and welcome to On the Hook Crochet, where we find out what's on the hook this week. This is what's on my hook. It's actually been on the hook and now it's off the hook. It's called the Walk in the Meadow and Walk Through the Meadow, excuse me. And this is the picture of it right here. It's free on her website, Bag O Day, and you can go there and find it. I'll put a link to it down in the description box. What I did was I made this out of the yarn that she suggested, which is Amazing Yarn, and I showed this in a previous video. This is a beautiful colorway called Roses, and the blending of the reds to the just slightly pink is quite gorgeous in this. And because it's made out of wool, it has a very nice drape. And the way Crystal has designed her pattern, you wear it with a collar. So you flip down one end of the cowl when you're putting it on, in my case, and I'll tell you why. And when you wear it, it looks like it's actually designed, sewn that way or crocheted that way. But actually it's crocheted in a large rectangle, so it's very easy to do. The stitch, once you've done it a few times, is very easy. So a beginning crocheter, even though she says intermediate on here, I believe a beginning crocheter could make one of these and be satisfied with it. The 4 reasons that I would make this cowl. The collar makes it look very professional and beautiful when it's worn. So, and you have a coat on and the collar kind of stands up a little bit. If you have on a turtleneck under it like I do, or you can wear it without that. This yarn is very soft. So one reason would be that it's very professional the way it looks. And I'm very particular about the patterns that I use, because if I'm going to spend the time crocheting something, I want it to be beautiful when I'm done. So when I find a really good pattern, I will make it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And I've already said that in a previous video, and this is one example of that. The drape is of course very beautiful, and it's made of wool, so it's warm. And one of the reasons the colors are so gorgeous is that it is made out of wool. And wool just takes colors so beautifully, and you can blend them one into the other by the way they're dyed. It's very gradual. It's not lined, line, line. So I really like that. The colorway is very gradual. And this is the Roses colorway that I'm using on this in all different shades of red. It also will be a good way to show off a beautiful button. And I've talked about this before, that when you give one of these or wear it, you want something special on the cowl, and this will close the cowl in a beautiful way. Now, I did change the pattern just a tiny bit in that Crystal had said to sew this through the 2 layers and then pull the cowl over your head. I prefer not to pull things over my head if I don't have to, and it also allows you to adjust it a little bit the way you want it if you're the recipient of this beautiful cowl for Christmas, for example. So I made it with the button sewn on the back piece, and so when you put the cowl on, you flip it over and pull the button through any hole, because this yarn is very soft, and it allows you to pull the button through any hole that you want to, so there doesn't have to be a special buttonhole for it. So the recipient of the gift can wear it as tight or as loose as they want to, and that makes it a really good reason to give it as a Christmas gift, which is my 4th reason, is to perfect your pattern and make Christmas gifts for it. All the women on your list would absolutely love to have one of these. Pick their favorite color, or you can make it in a neutral color. And this I consider to be neutral. It goes with pretty much any color coat. However, because I'm making more than one of these, let me tell you this first. I made this out of Amazing Yarn, which is, here's a ball of it right here, and it says it's a number 4, and it has a huge halo on it. If you'll notice that it's got, I don't know if you can see that, but what we call in the yarn world a halo, which is kind of a fuzz, I guess you could call it a fuzz, and this gives it a very soft look when you crochet with this thread. So this yarn. So it's called Amazing Yarn by Lion Brand, and I really, really like it. It's in small balls, and they're very manageable. And I just pulled the yarn from the top. I didn't try to dig in there and find the center piece like I usually do. But this one was very easily pulled off from the top. So I did that, and it took me 1.5 skeins to make this cowl. So I had 1.5 skeins left because I bought 3 to begin with. So I'll be making another cowl for Christmas for a lovely woman out of this yarn, and I've already got it put back and ready to go. And I bought these buttons to go on it, and I might put 2 because they're smaller. I might put one up here and one down here. I'm not sure. Sometimes it's just better to be very simple, so I might just leave the button right there and give that away as a Christmas gift. And in keeping with making a pattern more than once, I decided to order some brown amazing yarn, and I'm making this one in brown. So the colorway is not as gradual in this, and I'm not as excited about it, but I really like it. It's beautiful, of course. But right in the middle of the skein, there was this odd piece of light brown, and there's another one right there. So maybe it's by design. That's not really one there. The colorways are not anywhere near as gradual in this. I still like it, and it'd be beautiful with a brown coat. So when I finish that, I'll show it to you. And this is the button that I bought to go on it. It's a brown and cream colored button. It's very beautiful and neutral, so that if you give this for a Christmas present, most anybody can wear this. So I wanted to show that to you. And I have 3 balls of that yarn, so more than likely I'll be making 2 of those and giving them away as Christmas presents. And it uses the J hook. I use the J clover hook for this. It's very quick, and it's one of those patterns that you can make after you get the hang of it. You can have a conversation and still be crocheting, so it's kind of fun. I really like that pattern. And Crystal, thank you so much from Bag O' Day. It's a great pattern. I wanted to talk about too a project that I had in the works from Mary Maxim, and that was her yarn subscription last month. And she sent it to me, and I did a video about it, and I really like it, and I've been working on it. And the problem with that was I wasn't paying attention. So this is the beginning of the pattern when I started making it, and it's gorgeous colors, very beautiful blues, and a little bit of yellow in there. And I got down to probably row 25, and I made a mistake, and I wasn't paying attention. I think I was watching a basketball game with my husband on TV, and I put in a little too many stitches here. I think I can find out where I did that, and I'm going to have to frog it. I'm going to have to frog probably the last 10 rows, which is very upsetting to me because I spent so much time on it. I think the hook is maybe an H hook. I think it's an H, which to me is quite small. And when I do a project with an H hook, it takes a lot longer to make. And this Blankie is cutie and everything, but it's going to take me a while to finish it. So I'll be frogging some of that, and I'll keep you up to date in what's going on with that, because I really want to finish it before the next Mary Maxim yarn subscription comes in. So hopefully that will be all done by the time I receive the next yarn subscription box. Now, the end of my video, I wanted to show y'all some things that, or actually one thing that I use to stay organized. To stay organized with my projects, because I have probably now 15 or 20 works in progress that I'm working on, and I ran out of these bags, and these are the bags that I buy to stay organized with my projects, because I will start a project and do 2 or 3 rows on something, and then I put it away, and I put it in one of these bags. These are Ziploc bags, and they're huge. They're called big bags, and they have a really nice double zipper at the top, like that, double zipper, and they have a flat bottom so that you can load them, you know, stand them up. See, it's got a big bottom on it, and you can load these up with a project, and it's held any project that I've started. Honestly, it's big enough for that. And it's got a space on the front where you can label what's inside, and I just don't do that. I'll usually put the pattern itself in there, and the hook size and everything will be right on the pattern, so I don't write on the bags. I can reuse those for a project later on after I finish a project. I'll use it for something. It's not expensive, and this is the box that it came in, and I'll put a link down in the description box for you if you're interested in getting any of these. There's 5 bags in a box, And I order these in, you know, maybe 2 boxes at a time, and I'll have 10 bags, which is, you know, pretty much covers what I have in progress right now. Acquisition that I made, I am just enthralled with this thread. This is Comfy Cotton Blend by Lion Brand. I ordered 2 cakes of it from Lion Brand, and it is the softest yarn I have felt in a long time. And it's, I think, half and half. I mean, each cake has 392 yards. This is half cotton, half polyester, and very, very soft. So I found a pattern on Sewrella on her website called the Johnny Topper, Joni. Here's the pattern, and I just printed it off so I could have it in my hand, which I like to do. And she suggested the Comfy Cotton Blend yarn, so I ordered a couple of cakes of it. Each one is over 300 yards, almost 400 yards. But this is a little vest pattern with some fringe along the bottom that you can wear over a short sleeve shirt in the summertime, or a long sleeve shirt in the spring, maybe when it's a little bit chilly. Join me next time to find out what's on the hook.